broadcast live.
Gibela. 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 Gibela.
Yo, what's happening?
Buddha.
How you doing, brother?
Nandi, wena?
You know how it is.
I'm good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, firstly,
Sure.
thanks for joining us, man. I just want to kick it off,
Yes,
just
sure.
like introducing yourself, just who you are, what you do, you know what I mean? And then we can take it from there.
Showcase. So my name is Robin Thirdfloor, an alternative hip hop artist from Durban, Mlazi kanjalo.
Our alternative. What's
I think
alternative?
that's it.
What's alternative hip hop though?
I mix like a whole lot of genres within like my music, yabo. Kwaito, you find a bit of kwaito in there, you'll find electronic music in there. Just a whole mixed masala of genres which I grew up listening to and being influenced by.
So let me ask, your style, are you influenced by those genres, or and like how is it that like you? I mean, I've had a conversation with somebody and they were like, they're not sure whether you're influenced by, say, a Malum or anything else like that, you know. Let me know,
Sure.
like how other artists who basically also say they do alternative kind of influenced you in any way.
I think for me, it's, how can I put it? Like, ekhaya ngikhule kudlala umculo. Ekhaya ngikhule kudlala umculo omningi, yabo. So I grew up kudlala gospel, kudlala umbhaqanga. I remember a bit of OJs in there also, that type of music. And then it wasn't until high school where I got like introduced to hip hop. Got my MP3. Akhumbula my MP3. That's your era, right?
No,
Yeah. So
I'm a cassette of my era.
oh yeah, ne, yeah. Hey, bro, we forget how old you are, bro. Like it's like you just like a homie. That's what's called. Yeah, well. So it wasn't until like varsity that I started being introduced to like rap, but like weird rap, like rap on like electronic music. I remember Abu Oddfew Chaganje, so that's where like a lot of the influence comes from more NERD, Pharrell, that era, but I took it and brought it back home. Yeah, well.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Tell me what the journey.
That's how it influences.
I mean,
Pardon?
tell me what the journey has been like being an alternative artist, being in Durban, and where like obviously like there's almost like a cookie cut of what a rap artist should be, but now you're not a cookie cut of what a rap artist is, and you're in a city where like also rap is not also the biggest thing. What are the biggest challenges on your side?
Ish. I wouldn't say there are much challenges, because as much as I'm Etegwini, but I've never really focused on Etegwini. I've always seen myself as like a global artist that lives in Durban. Yeah. Well, so the way I go about my releases, the people I'm in contact with, the radio stations, because there was even a time whereby like I was so involved in like, I need to get my music on these radio stations because I grew up here, and then I changed. I was like, no, if they're not going to probably embrace local, then I'm going to look for where it can be embraced. You understand? So I've always seen like myself as that, like Ugutu, I'm of the world. If a radio station in Poland can play this, then it's fine. That means there's a market for this. So I've never really seen myself just Durban and Pale. I'm from here, showcasing the slang, everything, you know, the vibe. But I've always seen myself as like a global artist. So I will do things like how global artists will sort of like do things.
Where in the world has that type of thinking taken you, though?
Yo, States, Europe. I just had like I got tagged on my music this weekend from Poland. They were playing my music at a radio station there. And in Italy also, a radio station in Italy. You know, so music moves, you know, and it's just all vibes also because I understand they don't get it, you know, but it's vibes. It's also the narrative that I push, you know, positivity.
Have you also been
and
pursuing?
all around good vibes.
Yeah. Have you also been pursuing getting like booking agents in other countries or building those type of relationships?
I have. Actually, this year was one like Unyaga where we were planning to release my debut album. So they're saying Abang okay sharp. This year now I'm bringing in the Amalunduza and Ama context that I've sort of like gathered over the years. Because if you remember, 2017, Gaya with South by Southwest, right? I got a whole lot. We thought this year okay sharp. Now we're going to be using a lot of those contexts because the album is a big deal, and yeah, so it's definitely something that I was going to be doing.
Yeah. With regards to building those type of relationships globally, I think that obviously your style, from the way you make your music and your beats, how do you select the type of beat that you go, I'm gonna make some shit over this, you know?
Yeah, it's like a personal thing, which I've learned over time also. This is my journey. I need to realize that I need to see where it's taking me, you know, and not be on some, this is what I viewed success as, because that's crippling a lot. Like, it's crippling a lot. I used to want to understand my career. I used to want to have so much control of it, Pambilini. You understand? Like, it was like such a thing. I was like, you know, probably like my mother's view of success, you know, at a local radio station. I wanted that. I wanted, you know, like that type of validation, because it's like, yo, she can hear me, you know, type of thing. And for a while that's crippled me, you know, within my own journey. And it wasn't until I stopped, okay, as in mind, let me look what has worked for me, where my journey has taken me, and then follow suit from there, you know. So definitely I'd say, you know, guys like Abo Muzi are doing amazing things, you know. That's a benchmark. I'm actually definitely petite no, you know, doing amazing, you know, bands like BCUC doing amazing things, which I would, you know, aspire to want to do also, you know, both nationally within my space, but also internationally within that space. Yeah,
I get it, and that's what I was about to ask you. It's like when you're saying you make music, how do you explain what type of music you're doing to your moms? You know what I mean? Martin, how
yeah,
do you explain? And then, you know, we all have a desire that, like, you know, they could literally listen to it as an artist. They could just listen to
sure.
it from we feeling it, you know. So how do you explain
Yeah.
yourself to your moms or your folks or anybody?
Ish. I feel like I stopped doing that also, you know. Like, I used to want them to get it. Yeah, well, like I used to want them to get it, you know, be like, but now it's just like a thing of, here's my new song. And they're like, okay. hey, when I dancisa, but you say we hip hop. I'm like, yeah, it's music, man. It's like music, you know. So I've stopped trying to explain, you know, and I feel like they understand. The biggest thing for me though, as an artist right now, is just like the fact that they get it. I make music, you know, because I'm a BCom grad, right? And there has always just been that pressure, Ikaya, of being like, yo, you have a degree, bro. Like, what are you doing? You know? And for them to just accept this is my part now. You know, this is what I've chosen. And for them to see my achievements, because I'm working with brands, you know, like I work with a few brands, and just to see the progress, because I update them also, because one thing I noticed, if any like artist who's also coming up is listening, one thing I've noticed is that we never really update our parents and educate them about the industry. You know, it's always just like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and never on some, I'm educating. You know, like I'm the first person who's ever pursued this career path. Ekhaya, khona amaphoyisa, you know, khona othisha, khona bonke, like the said to be normal jobs, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's a thing of uyamfundisa umuntu, uyamfundisa ukuthi connect to iTunes, man, and ingoma iphuma online, you know. So ingoma mayiphuma online bayayithenga abantu, you know, and all those things. It's oh, okay, got the shooting music video. In music video iloko also bona like TV, idlala ingoma, that type of thing, you know, and that makes it more understandable to them, you know. My mother wasn't believing in me in songs and whatever, you know.
Yeah.
You could have just educated them. You just could have educated them. They know in the teacher, then the engineer. Educate.
Yeah. Especially like even now, I mean, even the mediums. I mean, I'm sure they know about the mediums, or like the mediums like your radio. So manje so bachela iTunes, so bachela zonke lezinto lezi, you know, and
Exactly.
and with that it's like so khuluma iTunes, and first God
Exactly.
access to iTunes, so khuluma Apple Music, man, you know.
Izwa, yabo. So yeah, I really feel like for me that just has been the thing, you know, just educating and not ngadinwa, like angdinwa, I educate, yeah, but because this is something that I love and I want them to get it, you know, to some level, because I know they won't get yonke, but to some level they should somehow get it, you know, and see that it's a job also, you know. I remember when I got the tags on social media about the songs playing in Poland and Italy. Like I told her, I was like, yo, you know, she's like, what? Like, how did you know? It's no. So on social media, was now playing iculo lakho and bakuteke ku social media. She's like, oh, okay. So you know, and it's like a thing for her. It's like, wow, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
But now she knows, and whenever we're speaking about the music, now it becomes a thing. It's serious, you know, just like a job. Bruh, do you know, Gucci Ekaya, when I'm writing lyrics, nobody comes into that room.
Oh, for real? Well,
I'm serious.
That's crazy. So like it's like no, so some 17 man.
And it's a thing that I've made to understand. No, yabo, my laphayana, and uyambona nama earphone umsebenzi. That could be our next big check, you know, as a speaker guy.
Our next sync deal, anything. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Hey, that could be our next, you know, yeah.
I'm talking about that.
So it's just about educating.
Yeah. And talking about that, you know, I was looking at like I saw that you had a video that you shot with the brand, you know. Um,
Sure, sure.
Tell me about your relationships and how you found that being different allows you to have a allows you to have something different to sell to a brand versus another artist who's your peer who's doing what everyone is doing, and they literally now competing with the biggest guys who are doing what they're doing. How easy has it been just being a different type of artist to kind of build those type of relationships, or difficult?
I, I'd say it hasn't been that much difficult, you know, for myself because one, as I said, like I'm a BCom grad, so like with the business stuff, really, like I know, like I write my own proposals, you know, I draft my own release strategies and yeah, boys into that has to do with like your paperwork, like I handle on my own. But I would say being different and approaching the music different has given me leverage, you know, because with brands, especially just like the brands that I work with, they always very left field brands, you know, even within their own, even within their own approach, you know, they very left field brand. They are one of my brands, amaningi, that are just like very mainstream, and it's like, you know, there's a lot of people consuming those brands. Mawutsaya consume in any way, you know, they very so we kind of align. Yeah, well, I always find brands that, you know, are sort of like pursuing what I'm doing, but within their own space. Yeah. So I think Leon to Leo kind of makes them also willing to work with me because it's like we are soldiers of the same struggle.
Yeah. When you
Yeah.
with you obviously planning to release this album and also having plans to build your global footprint, how has that impacted your release plan for the rest of the year with your music?
Yo, it's been quite an inconvenience, I won't even lie. Because Umuntu had plans of like recording, you know, I have some really exciting features for the album that I have planned. So it kind of was like a really like inconvenience, you know. So ezinye izinto kumele ihlehla, you know, because I'm very big on like rollouts, yabo. So for me, it won't make sense if I can do ezinye izinto then not do ezinye izinto, you know. So I'm cool on waiting it out. But what's nice about me waiting it out, Skanjal, is that with regards to my community, you know, the people that are for me and my music, we always got stuff going on. You know, I was just saying to a homie, I was like, bruh, like as much as everybody's like sort of like, you know, but like for me and my people, because I have my own like movement vibe, you know, we good, you know, we good. I have this thing, Yeluntuzani. I have this fam club, right? With yeah, I'm a fans army, you know, that they can subscribe for exclusive content and all these yabo nje, into ezigrand, yabo, for them. So we still pushing that. We still speaking. I'm still updating them via emails. I'm still communicating with them. You know, so as much as gonke lokhu kuyenzeka, I still have a line of communication with my people.
Yeah, yeah. Now,
Yeah.
B, I appreciate chatting with you, man, and I'm glad that you're also building like your own audience so you can consistently communicate with your fans. You know, that's very key, and I think a lot of artists don't do that, but you shouldn't stop doing that. You know, when you get to a certain peak, people stop taking care of that base. You know, um,
For sure.
and I think we on our side, man, we're just looking forward to more music, you know. We just felt it was necessary to touch base with you. It's been long overdue, also, you know. And
Yo, right.
you know,
Very long, very long, very long,
you're
very
one
long.
of the few artists that we put on when Slikour Life was also starting almost 5 years or 6 years ago, you know. So I mean, it's just great to see you still pushing, finding yourself, because you weren't doing this 6 years ago, but just literally going through the journey of finding yourself. You know, it's just been a pleasure to watch. Of course, you're gonna always hit walls, but that's the name. You know, you don't hit the walls. You actually bounce on the walls. So you just keep bouncing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So,
Ngiyabonga.
so good luck with all that, B, and keep doing your thing. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Budam.
Sure, fella. Yeah, bon.
Shep.
Broadcast live